Kara stepped off the transport shuttle, her boots hitting the steel floor of the Galactic Military Academy. Around her, dozens of alien cadets stared. Tall, broad-shouldered warriors with blue or red skin, glowing eyes, or sharp teeth. Kara was the only human in this year's batch. She stood straight, her posture firm even though her heart was pounding. She had trained hard on Earth. She had studied alien tactics, pushed her body past the limit, and passed the entrance exam. But nothing had prepared her for the looks, the smirks, the whispers, the cold stares. That's the human? She looks so soft. She won't last a week. Why would they accept such a weak species? Kara heard it all. Her ears burned, but she said nothing. Instead, she tightened her grip on her duffel bag and walked forward. The academy was a massive structure built on a space station orbiting a quiet star. Inside, everything was designed for multi-species use. Giant doors for large beings, gravity settings that could shift based on the trainees' biology, and training halls made from reinforced alloy to handle power punches and plasma weapons. Kara reached the main hall where all new cadets were gathering. A large alien with dark armor and forearms stood at the front, Commander Thrax, the head instructor. His voice echoed through the hall. "Welcome to the Galactic Military Academy. You are not here because of who you are. You are here because of what you might become. Only the best will survive this training. Some of you will fail. Some of you will quit, and only a few will graduate as true defenders of the galaxy." Kara stood among aliens taller and stronger than her. Some had claws. Others had thick armor-like skin. She had none of that. She had only her will. Later that day, during the first orientation drill, Kara was partnered with 2 aliens for basic movement training. One of them, a thick-scaled reptilian cadet named Jarnak, glanced at her and scoffed. "Try to keep up, human," he said with a crooked smile. Kara didn't answer. She simply got into position and waited for the whistle. When it blew, they ran across the obstacle course. Kara was fast and nimble. She climbed walls, dodged swinging barriers, and jumped over energy pits with focus. She wasn't the fastest, but she didn't fall behind either. After the drill, Jarnak grinned, pretending to stretch. Not bad. For someone without real muscles. Kara wiped sweat from her brow. "Muscles aren't everything." Jarnak's friend chuckled. "Don't worry, Jarnak, she'll drop out soon. They always do." Kara walked away without replying. Inside, she felt the sting of their words, but she reminded herself why she was here. Her father had been a soldier, her mother, an engineer. Both had taught her that respect is earned through action, not argument. That night in her bunk, Kara reviewed the Academy's training schedule. The first combat simulations would start in 3 days. That would be her chance. Her chance to show what a human cadet could really do. While others chatted, slept, or showed off small tech toys from their worlds, Kara worked out in silence. She did push-ups until her arms shook. She practiced strikes on the padded wall. She memorized movement patterns from the Academy handbook. Every minute counted. The next morning, physical training began. Cadets were timed while sprinting across the artificial desert. Kara wasn't first, but she finished with strong speed. During the climbing challenge, she passed 3 larger aliens by finding better grips. She didn't show off. She just worked hard, but the comments never stopped. Is she trying to impress someone? She's wasting energy. Humans are weak in space. It's a fact. Even a few instructors gave her doubtful looks. One instructor marked her form and muttered, "Surprising, but she won't last." Only one alien seemed different. A quiet avian cadet named Ilari watched Kara closely. She didn't laugh or talk much, but once, when Kara nearly slipped on the climbing net, Ilari offered a silent nod when she caught herself and finished the course. At the end of the day, Kara sat alone in the mess hall. Her tray held strange food cubes and thick red juice. She stared at them, unsure what was edible. Before she could ask, a cafeteria robot walked by and gave her a nutrition guide suited for humans. She smiled quietly and began to eat. Across the room, Jarnak watched her and laughed with his friends. She's eating slime cubes like a child. Kara didn't respond. She ate, stood, and left. Her fists were tight, but her heart was steady. She had seen this before, on Earth, at training school, and now here in the stars. Every time people had doubted her. Every time she had proven them wrong, and she would do it again. This wasn't about pride. This was about showing them that humans were more than what the galaxy believed. She didn't need to speak. She would let her actions speak for her. 3 days later, the academy buzzed with excitement. Today was the start of Combat Sim Trial Week, where cadets were tested in strength, speed, and skill. For most aliens, it was just another day to show off. But for Kara, it was her chance to prove that humans didn't come to the stars to stay silent. They came to stand tall. Cadets lined up in groups, armor tight and ready. Simulators were already glowing. Each trial was built from holograms and solid tech. It felt real, because it was meant to be. Kara took a deep breath and waited for her name to be called. Cadet Kara, Station 7. She moved quickly, her heart steady. As she stepped into the simulator room, the door closed behind her. The space turned dark for a second. Then light returned and the scene changed. She was now inside a burning ship corridor. Flames crackled, smoke filled the air. Alarms screamed, a robotic voice spoke. Mission: locate the wounded, secure the reactor room, escape in time, 10 minutes. Kara didn't panic. She scanned the area, covered her mouth with part of her sleeve, and crouched low. She moved fast through the hall, ducking falling debris. She found a fake wounded officer under a beam, pressed the emergency lever to free him, and dragged him to safety. Then she sprinted through smoke toward the glowing red reactor. Her fingers flew across the control panel. She remembered. The manual, Earth-style reactors shared similar systems. She entered the shutdown code. The lights dimmed, alarms stopped. She grabbed the officer dummy again and rushed toward the exit. Just before time ran out, Kara dived through the door. Q. Simulator ended. The room returned to normal. On the wall, her score blinked in white letters. Score, 88-100. Time left, 0:12 seconds. It wasn't perfect, but it was high. Outside the room, a few cadets stared at the score screen. Jarnak raised his thick brow. Not bad, he said with a smirk. For a soft species. Kara didn't answer. She moved to the waiting area, grabbed her water pack, and sat in silence. Soon it was Jarnak's turn. He stormed into the simulator like he owned it. 20 minutes later, he came out grinning. His score, 83-100. The next tests were more physical, lifting weights in high gravity, dodging laser beams, firing pulse rifles at moving targets. Kara stayed focused in every round. She couldn't match the brute strength of the stone-skinned species or the speed of insectoid cadets, but she was balanced. Her movements were clean, her shots were accurate, her timing perfect. At the shooting range, she hit all 10 targets in under 7 seconds. The instructor, a tough alien with silver armor, nodded. Sharp aim, he said. For the first time, someone wasn't surprised that she did well. They simply accepted it. Later in the day, all scores were posted on a large screen. Out of 60 cadets, Kara ranked 9th overall. Whispers followed her again, but this time they were different. She beat Jarnak. That human ranked in the top 10. She didn't even brag. At dinner, Kara took her usual spot near the end of the long table. She didn't expect anyone to sit with her. But then, Ilari, the quiet avian cadet, walked over and sat beside her. Ilari didn't speak, but her presence felt calm. I saw your score, Ilari finally said. Well done. Kara smiled a little. Thanks, Ilari nodded. You move like a predator, but you don't act like one. Kara shrugged. I just prepare. That's all I can do. Jarnak passed by their table and slammed his tray down across the room. This isn't over, human, he growled. You got lucky. Kara looked up and answered softly. Then I'll just have to get lucky. Again tomorrow, Ilari chuckled under her breath. I like her. That night, Kara didn't celebrate. She stayed late in the simulator rooms replaying her errors. She knew that in this academy, one success didn't change everything. Some cadets would still doubt her. Some instructors still believed humans were weak. But she had broken through the first wall, and now more eyes were watching her, not with mockery but with curiosity. In her bunk as she lay under the dim light, Kara stared at the ceiling. Stars blinked outside the station's window. Back home, people believed in her. On Earth, she was already a hero to her younger sister. She couldn't give up. She wouldn't give them a reason to forget her name. The real tests were still to come. Group missions, combat teams, leadership roles. But she was ready. She wasn't just here to survive anymore, she was here to rise. Combat evaluation week had begun. For Kara, this was the real test. The first 2 days had tested solo strength and reaction. But now it was about teamwork, missions in groups, and most cadets still didn't want her on their team. Each mission was designed to feel real. Rescue operations, ambush scenarios, and survival trials inside virtual battle zones. These weren't just games. They pushed every cadet to the edge. When the teams were announced for the first mission, Kara scanned the list and saw her name in Team 4, along with 2 aliens, Vok, a loud insectoid with quick feet, and Lyrn, a plant-based creature with long vines for arms. Kara approached them calmly. I'm ready when you are. Vok rolled his compound eyes. Just don't slow us down. Lyrn didn't speak at all. He just turned and walked to the prep chamber. Kara sighed quietly but didn't complain. She had expected this. Trust wasn't given. It had to be earned. Inside the simulation chamber, the hologram activated. A battlefield appeared. Their mission: recover stolen data from a crashed ship and return to base without being caught. The timer started. Kara scanned the map quickly. We should take the left ridge, she said. It gives better cover. Vok ignored her. We go right. It's faster. But it's exposed. Vok had already run off. Lyrn followed without a word. Kara clenched her jaw, then chased after them. She stayed low, scanning movement. Just as she predicted, enemy drones flew down from above. Plasma shots lit the ground. They were caught in the open. Kara dove and rolled behind a broken wall. Get to cover, she shouted. Vok fired wildly, missing every shot. Lyrn tried to use his vines to block, but one of the drones hit his arm, and he stumbled. Kara aimed. Carefully, 1 shot, 2, 3. All drones dropped. The battlefield went quiet. Vok looked up, surprised. You got them? Kara nodded, reloading. Next time, listen. The crashed ship was just ahead. Kara took point. Inside, she scanned for traps and found a pressure mine near the console. She disabled it and downloaded the data. Let's move, she said. This time they followed her. Back at the base, the instructor reviewed their performance. Mission complete. Damage minimal. Human cadet showed strong tactical leadership. Vok scratched his head. We followed her lead. Lyrn simply nodded. Kara said nothing, but inside she felt something shift. They didn't see her as a weak link anymore. Maybe just for now, but it was a start. The next day, Kara was paired with 3 new cadets for an urban combat simulation. One of them was Jarnak. He narrowed his eyes when he saw her. Don't get in my way. I won't, Kara replied calmly. The mission: protect a communication tower from waves of attackers for 10 minutes. Kara quickly set up barricades. We need 2 on ground, 2 on top. Jarnak snorted. I'm taking the tower. Fine, Kara said. Just call out if you need support. As the enemies poured in, Kara and another cadet, a quiet waterborne alien named Syl, held the front line. Kara moved with precision, shooting only when needed, never wasting ammo. Jarnak stayed, on the roof blasting from above. But halfway through he lost power to his rifle. Tower's out, he yelled. Kara didn't hesitate. She tossed him a spare energy pack while dodging incoming fire. Then she climbed up beside him and restarted the defense system. Together, they pushed back the wave. 10 minutes later, the alarm stopped. Mission complete. Instructor's voice came over the comms. Excellent defense, strong teamwork. Jarnak looked at Kara, breathing hard. You actually did good. Kara gave a small smile. You too. It wasn't a full apology, but it was something. That evening, the scoreboard was updated again. Kara's name appeared at number 6 out of 60, higher than ever before. In the cafeteria, cadets didn't stare as much. Some even nodded at her. A few came over to ask about her tactics. She answered politely but didn't brag. Jarnak walked by her table, tray in hand. This seat taken? Kara paused, then shook her head. No. He sat down without another word. The silence between them wasn't awkward anymore. Ilari arrived moments later. So, she said, tilting her head. You're leading now? I'm just doing what needs to be done, Kara replied. You're doing it well, Ilari said. Kara picked up her water. There's still a lot to prove. Ilari nodded. Yes, but now they're finally watching. That night, in her room, Kara stood by the window. Stars sparkled in the dark sky. Ships moved quietly in orbit. Somewhere out there, Earth watched from afar. She had faced mockery, doubt, and silence. Now, she was earning respect, and she wasn't done yet. The final solo challenge was coming soon. She would be ready. The final solo challenge was the most difficult test of the entire academy year. It was called the Gauntlet. This test pushed cadets through every skill they had learned: speed, strength, accuracy, and survival instincts, all at once. No human had ever made it to the top 10 in the Gauntlet scores. It was considered impossible. Kara knew this. But she wasn't here to follow old rules. She was here to break them. The academy hall was packed. Cadets and instructors gathered to watch the final event. The giant screen displayed the countdown, timer for each competitor. Kara's name was called last. She stepped forward with quiet confidence. Her hands were steady, her breath calm. She knew every part of the course from her training sessions. But this time, it was real. The doors slid, open, and the timer started. The first section was a running sprint through a narrow corridor filled with moving obstacles, walls that slammed down, swinging poles and spinning blades. Kara timed her moves perfectly. She slipped between the barriers, never touching a thing. Next came the climbing wall, taller and more slippery than any before. Kara's fingers gripped the cold surface tightly. She found small holds where others didn't look. Halfway up, a panel flashed red, an alarm meant to distract, but Kara stayed calm and kept climbing. At the top, she leapt to a platform and fired a pulse pistol at 5 moving targets. Each shot hit true. Then came the endurance test. A low-gravity chamber filled with floating debris. Kara had to collect power orbs while dodging simulated attacks. She moved with grace and speed, catching orbs one after another. Suddenly, a section of the floor collapsed and Kara dropped into a dark pit. Without panic, she landed softly, scanned the area, and found a hidden door. She pushed it open and continued. The final test was the hardest. A mock duel against a holographic alien warrior. The warrior was fast and strong. Kara dodged every strike, waiting for the right moment. When it came, she used her opponent's momentum to throw it off balance and tagged it with her stun weapon. The timer stopped. The doors opened, and Kara walked out. Sweat ran down her face, but her eyes shone with pride. The scoreboard lit up. Her name blinked at the top. Score, 98-100. New record. The crowd went silent. Jarnak's jaw dropped. Ilari smiled widely. The instructors exchanged surprised looks. Commander Thrax stepped forward. Cadet Kara has set a new academy record for the Gauntlet. This is the highest score ever recorded. Whispers turned to murmurs. Murmurs turned to cheers. Kara felt the weight of years of doubt lift from her shoulders. One of the senior instructors approached her and said, You've changed everything we thought we knew about humans. Kara nodded. I'm just getting started. Back in the training yard, cadets who once mocked her now gave respectful nods. A few even asked for tips. Jarnak approached cautiously. I underestimated you, he said quietly. I'm sorry. Kara smiled. It's okay. Just don't make it a habit. Their handshake was firm. A new respect had been born. That night, Kara stood under the stars, thinking about how far she had come. The journey was hard, but worth every step. Her story wasn't just about winning. It was about breaking limits, changing minds, and showing that humans belonged among the stars. After breaking the Academy record, Kara's life changed in many ways. The quiet whispers and cold stares were replaced by looks of respect and curiosity. But Kara stayed humble. She knew this was only the beginning. One morning, an official message arrived. Kara was summoned to the command center, a place reserved for top cadets and officers. Her heart raced with excitement and nerves. She had dreamed of this moment since she first set foot in the academy. The command center was a large room filled with holographic maps and glowing data panels. The High Commander stood in the center, a tall alien with deep green skin and eyes that seemed to look into your soul. Cadet Kara, the commander said with a calm voice. Your performance has been extraordinary. You have not only broken records but also changed the way many see humanity. Kara bowed her head respectfully. Thank you, Commander. The commander smiled slightly. Tell me, why do you think you succeeded where others doubted? Kara thought for a moment. I believe humans have something special. We face many challenges on Earth. Hard weather, limited resources, many threats. We learn to adapt, to think fast, and to never give up. I carry that with me. The commander nodded. Your spirit is impressive. You remind us all that strength is more than muscle or speed. It is courage and heart. Kara's chest filled with pride. She had not just proven herself in battle. She had shown the galaxy what humanity was truly capable of. Outside the command center, Kara walked back through the academy halls. Cadets stopped and bowed or nodded. Some even smiled openly. She smiled back. This was her place now. Later, she returned to the training yard where the other cadets gathered. Jarnak was there, waiting. He stepped forward. Kara, he said, I want to apologize for how I treated you. I judged too quickly. Kara met his eyes. It's not just about me, it's about how we all learn to see each other. He extended his hand. Friends? Kara shook it firmly. Friends. From that day on, Kara was no longer just the human cadet. She was a leader, a symbol of hope and strength. She trained harder, helped others, and inspired even the most doubtful cadets. One evening, Kara received a message from Earth. Her family was proud. Her little sister wrote, You're my hero. You showed them what humans can do. Kara smiled and whispered to herself, This is only the beginning. The stars outside the station twinkled softly, as if agreeing. Kara looked ahead, ready for whatever challenge came next. She had earned her respect. She had earned her place among the stars.